where you can really conserve water and be able to grow in both a hydroponic, aquaponic, and vermiponic system, and conserve water at a level that where the plant tells the system how much water it needs, instead of us trying to do it with our technologies or with our floats and our grow beds and our towers. It's done with a very simple little, what they call a valve. Now this is a company that produces here in the United States called an AutoPot or an aqua valve. And it's basically the concept of that float in your toilet bowl. When water goes to a certain level, there's a little float, and it then instructs the reservoir of water to let more water in. So that's the concept. It's just absolutely amazing, especially here in California where our water drought is. You're going to see major agriculture shift and switch to this kind of concept, and that's my commitment, is to start to show people how, in addition to my tower garden, I can now grow lemon trees, avocado trees, rose bushes, flowers, and I'm going to just show you briefly. Basically, you're going to buy a system where you can take a pot, and your pot or the pot that they supply, and hook up a little valve, set your pot in it, cover it, and then what this does is it only allows about 3/4 of an inch of water into the bottom. You set your pot on top of it, and then what happens is the plant roots will suck up the water, and when it goes to no water, the valve doesn't let any more water in until it's gone completely dry, and then it'll let in, again, only 3/4 of an inch. Now what that does is absolutely amazing. You can grow 10-foot trees in it because the roots do not have to go deep, because the roots get all the water they need based on this one-way valve and the float. It's absolutely amazing. So no excess over irrigation. You can have separate systems where some pots are only getting certain nutrients and other pots are getting completely organic, where it's coming from a aquaponic system or a vermiponic system. Now let me give you an idea of what the difference is. So organic means there is life. Your supplements or what you're feeding your plant is still living, enzymes, and from growing matter. So if you're using worm composting or if you're using fish excrement, then the plants are getting their nutrients from that excrement. Then you can feed your plants, each pot separately, the nutrients that it's needing depending on what you're growing. Now what that just did is it created a whole new world of growing. Imagine your yard having all kinds of pots and never having to water the whole yard. In fact, here in Los Angeles, they banned it. I think they issued a new law that says you cannot water your yard, and agriculture has been limited. So let me demonstrate the drip system. And that's the other exciting piece, is now you don't need any pumps. It's done on a gravity fed, and I'm going to demonstrate that to you. So I'm going to come around here and actually show you how you can start planting. Now normally when you get this, you'll get it in a box, and so this is an example of a 4 system. Now can you imagine if you had 20 of these systems? So when you get the AutoPot system, when you get a box, it had all of this in it, but here's the reservoir, here's how it works. So in the reservoir, you're going to fill this up with water, and that drip line can get connected to each other. So you'll have one line coming out of here with gravity fed. That means the pressure of the water and the drain on the drip line will start to feed each one, but it's going to feed each one based on what the plant demands, because of this amazing little aqua valve system. Now what happens, this is amazing, because you can either buy their system or you can purchase separate ones and put them into your beautiful ceramic vases, and just there's so much you can do with this. So I'm going to share briefly how this works. So when you get it, you're going to take and you're going to fill your reservoir, and this reservoir could be in a beautiful vase, 6-foot vase that has the water, and then it has a line running out to all of the different parts. Now, the beauty of it is I could have my lines going 100 feet and know that my drip system is still running. That means you have unlimited ability to have a little bit of water cover your whole lanai, cover your whole yard, or actually grow an orchard of lemon trees, avocado trees, tomato plants, and if you're involved with some of the other plants that they grow, literally trees that can go 6 foot tall. So for those of you that are following my Healing Foods, where we'll teach you how to grow hemp for healing, these systems will do it. Amazing. So now what are we doing? So we're going to take our little pot, our valve, stick it in here. Make sure you have your cord coming out of it. It has a top to make sure it stays dry. You're going to place this wherever you want it in your yard, in your lanai, even inside your house, in your garage, in your basement, you name it, you can put it there. And then you're going to take the bucket. Now the bucket, you see how it has little slits in it. So that's going to sit at the bottom. I'm going to just set this for a minute. The AutoPot comes with a little fabric that you're going to lay inside here at the bottom so you don't have roots. You'll see that. There you go. So you don't have your roots growing through the bottom of the pot that would clog up the AutoPot or the aqua valve. And so from that, now what are we going to do? We're going to grow just about anything. So I'm going to show you how I just stuck. That fits right in there, and now you can place it anywhere you want. If you want to create your own containers, you can also do that. There are bags you can use, lots of different concepts. So when you take my Better Than Organic growing class, you'll be able to start to discover all the different applications. We'll start to bring experts in with growing techniques. So what's next? So what do you normally grow in? I work with soilless growing. Now that means I'm using alternatives. And some of the alternatives I'm going to share with you today is something that's called hydroton, which is little ceramic beads. And I'm going to also work with, and you see this when you buy an existing plant, something that's called perlite. It's very light, it's like popcorn. And so you can do a blend, and you're going to mix both the hydroton and the perlite because those things absorb water, so you'll have moisture around that root system. And it's as simple as, let me skip back this a little bit so I can reach it. So here's my tomato plant. And I bought my tomato plant. It's actually grown quite a while. So you're going to imagine I'm going to have my tomato plant sitting in a little larger pot. I'm going to have that pot sitting in some perlite. And then I'm going to have my water being pulled from below down here, so the plant roots are going to soak up the water from the bottom just like it was growing in the dirt. So that's basically it. Now can you imagine having a whole field of tomato plants, 12, 15, 20, 30, or avocado trees? You can literally grow and have an orchard. Can you imagine now being able to grow apples and oranges and lemons in your garage, in your basement, in your backyard, in a greenhouse, on your deck? Amazing possibilities with the AutoPot. This amazing technology. If you want to grow, let's see, I think I have them here. If you want to grow cucumbers or squash, you can now set one of these things in the bottom of a pot and actually teach the plant how to vine based on setting your light and adjusting the light. You can now then start to have your plant sit here, but the vine grow as long as it needs to with having hanging plants. Being able to grow bell peppers in a pot that is, the nutrients are provided from the tarragon. The tarragon tonic is unbelievable. Things grow 4 times as fast with the tonic from the tarragon. So now you can expand the use of your tower garden and start to grow some amazing things. You can actually grow carrots, potatoes, and so you're going to see that carrots, potatoes, onions, garlic, asparagus, squash, all the different things that you want to be consuming as you follow me on the Healing Foods class, starting to add foods that actually assist your body with toxicity, help eliminate foods that are that aren't healthy. We're eating so many foods these days with chemicals, pesticides, hormones, and our bodies can't do what they need to do because we're not getting these nutrients into our system. So just a quick recap. Now just imagine some of them, the cabbages, I'm going to set up in pots, and those pots are going to be done from a drip system, no power, and now I can do all kinds of things. Now the exciting part for me is I can now start to plant rose bushes. My husband just brought me some roses, and now I can grow them in my kitchen, in my backyard, all on a drip system. I can also grow, and I'm going to show you, orchids grow really well. I can grow flowers, and now you'll see how simple it is to take flowers and put them in my pots. Let's just see that, and be completely self-sufficient where I don't ever have to water, and they're getting the nutrients, and the plant is telling it how much water it needs, whether it's a tomato, flowers, roses, orchids, bell peppers. You now have a full ability to grow, limiting the amount of water that's used to grow. It's absolutely going to turn around the whole way growing is done. So look for your private invitation to my Better Than Organic growing class, and also my Healing Foods, starting to learn how to add fresh vegetables to every meal that you consume. Thank you for joining me, and bon appetit with fresh